Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before I get started today with our 5th episode of Seriously Behind the Scenes, I guess I just wanted to touch on a little bit about what's been going on with me. I was chatting with my sister the other day on the phone, and she said something that was really, I thought it just really struck a chord for me, and that was comparison is the thief of joy. I loved that saying so much because I've been having so much fun experimenting with the online world and with my new YouTube channel and getting an opportunity to be really creative in a different way. And I will admit that because the online world is a relatively new world for me, I've only been blogging for about a year and a half. Sometimes it's really easy to look around and see what other people are doing or compare myself to what other people are doing. I really feel like that is such a negative thing because I feel like that robs you of so much creativity and it robs you of the ability to just explore and experiment with art and with your craft. I don't know what that means, but I just wanted to share that because I do feel like in this world of online digital content, social media, I feel like that there really can be a lot of comparison as to what other people are doing, what their life looks like, where they're traveling, who their husbands are, who their wives are, how they're dressed, what they're eating. And sometimes I feel like if you look too much around you, I think that can really rob you of your own spirit. And I think sometimes it's really important to just stay grounded, stay true to yourself, and keep going down the path that you want because you love it and because that's what you want to do. So again, I don't know if that really means anything to you, but I just wanted to share it because I'm definitely experiencing some of those feelings, and I just wanted to, it's good for me to just remind myself at the same time to practice that as much as possible. Okay, so today's episode 5, I'm going to show you a little bit about our design process. I've been absolutely loving these last few videos, especially because I feel like they are really true and authentic to how we work in the office, how we interact with each other, and it just gives you a really good insight into your design and the way that a project will come together. This one, we're going to talk about a residential home that we're working on in Richmond. I love this project. It's absolutely beautiful. It's in construction right now, but here you go. You get to see a little bit about the creative process behind the scenes. Whether it's a commercial, hospitality, or residential project, we'll always start the project the same way. We'll start our creative process by pulling a whole bunch of imagery and a whole bunch of inspiration in order to really round out a concept or what a palette is going to look like. My job is to go in and really edit and help steer that concept so that we're hitting something that's really new and fresh and innovative.
Okay, Karen, I think we're ready for you.
Okay, so I have some news for you guys. We can't move the meeting, so we're gonna have to bang through this, nail down the concept really quick, and prep that presentation, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Welcome to House of Bohn. Yeah. So typically we'll put together a concept presentation in, at minimum, about 3 to 4 weeks. In this case, the girls have 4 days. Take me through the tagline and the concept.
As we know, this is a spec home. So on one hand, we do have more flexibility to do what we want because it's not for a specific person who's moving into the house. The challenge, however, is that we have a tight budget on it. We're doing a concept that is a little bit more out of the box. It's not like your typical West Coast home that you would see all over Vancouver. We just kind of have free reign with it. I think we just really need to keep in mind the market who will be buying.
Building a home on spec typically is a project where the builder is building a home not to live in, but to sell right away. So when we're designing one of these projects, we like to design it to cater to as wide of a demographic as possible.
When we take on a spec home, it usually ends up just being a custom home because we love designing and we just end up doing something really custom and beautiful anyway. Our tagline that we came up with was Renaissance meets Vogue.
I love it.
Cool.
Sometimes when you're a really creative person, you've got so many ideas and actually not enough projects to execute those ideas.
And then we also really wanted to bring in a little bit of European influence. So we talked about, archways and really decorative ceiling moldings.
Throw in the word traditional.
Right.
So even though we're doing something really cutting edge and really avant-garde, we still want it to have an element of traditional because we know that that sells.
How much are the houses selling for?
This one, he wants to sell for about 3.5 million.
I would say that as a boss, I give my team a lot of freedom to do their job, but I'm very firm on what I expect the end result to look like.
We're gonna do this editing on steroids today.
Okay, sounds good.
It's gonna happen fast. We need 20 awesome images.
Okay.
That's it. And then you guys literally have 4 days to put this together, and then we present. Ooh, is that a plaid floor? It's really hard as a junior designer to edit your work because you're still learning, and as you become more refined and more senior, that's where the editing process becomes really important. I think we should lose this one.
Just because there are juniors on the team doesn't mean that I want them sitting in the corner pumping out construction drawings. I really want to include the juniors in the creative process as much as I can because I think it's important that they get that exposure and they start seeing how projects come together and they start being part of that dialogue. You don't learn if you're not part of that dialogue. Over the top Versace.
It's really awesome seeing my ideas kind of come to life, and working one-on-one with Janelle has been really awesome.
Yes! I love that we're pulling more and more inspiration images that aren't interiors. So pulling from fashion or from nature or from fabric or text, just other things, because I feel like it just gives so much more of the mood and the feeling of the space.
I think some really cool things that we're going to be able to hopefully use in this project is some really uniquely colored marbles, fun patterned wallpapers.
We want to feel like very bold and very graphic.
Funky lighting.
When I look at what we have pulled so far, it feels very House of Bohn.
And some unique cabinet hardware. It's like the jewelry of the project. We want to bring in those things if we can, if it fits in the budget.
This area right here, the foyer, the staircase, living and dining, that's gonna be the showstopper.
Totally.
So tons of wow factor, high ceilings, maybe some big chandeliers, and then because it's open to the kitchen on either side, we can do something really dramatic with the kitchen there too. So we've got 4 days. You need to do some pulling and some sourcing, all the CAD work and the renderings. Can you do that? Can you do that?
I think so.
Okay, this is a test. I don't want to hear at the 11th hour that something is going wrong. We need to know way sooner than that. So 4 days, ladies, that's it.
Are you starting to sweat?
A little bit.
My hands are sweating.
Yeah, mine too.
We're gonna have to just work some magic because I don't know how we're gonna do it.
I got a lot of work to do. A lot.
It's actually a lot of work.
I know. I actually don't think it's possible.
I'm like, oh my God.
So that's it for today's episode. I always try to keep everything as authentic and real as possible. So when we were filming these episodes, I didn't want to fabricate any drama or tension. And the fact that we only had a 4-day timeline to present to our client was absolutely real. That's not usually the case, but it was in this case. And I'll definitely keep you posted on how these projects unfold. This one is one of my favorite projects. The home is just beautiful. It's in construction right now, so I can't wait to see it done. And just for you guys that are into makeup, if you like this makeup look, let me know if you want a tutorial. I'll be happy to show it to you. I just loaded another makeup tutorial on YouTube, so you can check that out. And of course, if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please do so that you don't miss a single video. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Karen Bohn. And until next time, bye for now.